Thank you for tuning in to Tanaka TV, the best and future biggest fight channel on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like, that comment, that subscribe button. We're trying to get this channel to over 1K by the end of the year. Now, I'm confident that we can do that. But can we get it to like 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K, 6K? I don't care what that K mark is as long as we get there. So thank you guys for those who support this channel and those who will support this channel in the future. Now, there has been some crazy news circulating around the UFC, and this matchup is Israel Adesanya versus Khamzat Chimaev. Now, there's been a lot of confusing news coming out, right? Where people are saying it's set for June, and then Dana is saying, well, maybe not, and then there's just a whole bunch of different information coming out. But can we talk about if this matchup were to actually happen? If this matchup is legit happening, it will be one of the biggest matchups, bar none, in 2024. We're talking about a guy in Israel Adesanya who was one of the more successful champs in this current stage of the UFC. One of the best strikers to ever grace the octagon, period. We're talking about the history of the UFC. Has had some amazing performances. Now, we're talking about Khamzat, who has made waves in the UFC in his own right within the last I'll give him 4 or 5 years. He's been making waves. I'll say about 4 years. And we're talking about a dude who's become a very well-rounded martial artist. His striking has really sharpened up, and he can pretty much strike with the best of them. Now he's by far on no level, on no wave when it compares to the striking department of Israel Adesanya. But his grappling is also very, very elite. What you saw him do to Kevin Holland? Now, granted, he's a bit bigger than Kevin Holland, and all those things play into factor. But what he did to Kevin Holland, who is a solid grappler in his own right, how he just bulldozed through Kevin Holland, that says a lot. The way that he was able to stand up and take shots and make it a really good fight against Gilbert Burns, and ended up winning that fight against Gilbert Burns. That says a lot. So if these two were to go head and head, I would definitely tune in to watch that fight. Now, the question is, if these two were to go head and head, if these two were to step foot in the octagon, who would win? Now, I'm going to add something a little bit new here, people. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this in the back. So I have this sword here, okay? I got this sword in Tokyo last summer. We're going to call it the Sword of Truth, okay? The Sword of Truth. The sword is going to tell me, not that I need help, people. This is just a little prop, okay? Because I wanted to flex my sword. It's been sitting in the back for all this time, and I haven't introduced it to you guys. Now, I've been wanting a sword for a very long time, but getting a sword in America, it just doesn't slap the same, okay? Getting a sword in Japan, that just slaps different, okay? So we're going to use this as a little bit of a prop. Now, the Sword of Truth is going to tell me who I think would win this fight. I think I'm going to go with... Wait, hold on. I got to hear it again. I think I'm going to go with Israel Adesanya. Now, the Sword of Truth is even indecisive about this opinion, right? The Sword of Truth it's like, man, listen, homie. I don't know about this one. But I'm going to go with Israel Adesanya. Why? I think when it comes to Izzy's ability to be able to stand on his feet, and also that he's on a different planet when it comes to striking, I think that that'll get him over the edge when it comes to Khamzat. Now, do I feel like Khamzat's going to use his grappling capabilities to try to get the job done? There's a very good possibility of that, because I don't think Khamzat's going to be willing to stand there and trade shots with Izzy. Maybe he will. Maybe he's gonna find that he wants to have something to prove against Izzy, that he can strike with Izzy, but I don't think that that is the smart move to go. I think Izzy is a very rangy fighter, really good kicks, really good counter striking. He has a really good pull hook, a nice check hook. He has nice check kicks, and a really solid takedown defense. So I don't think it's going to be necessarily easy in some situations to take Izzy down. And if you take Izzy down, I don't know if it's going to be easy to finish him there. Izzy's going to score a lot of his points, of course, standing up. Now, Khamzat's way of winning this is by grappling. I don't think if he chooses to stand with Izzy, he's going to be able to score the amount of points that Izzy's going to be able to score. Izzy's going to be able to score a lot of points with his kicks, with his really accurate shots. And we've seen that Izzy can knock you out. He has the potential of knocking you out. We saw what he did to Robert Whittaker. We saw what he did to Alex Pereira. He has that in him. We saw what he did to Paulo Costa. He's got it. And a lot of it is off of counter shots. All of those shots that I just mentioned that led to knockouts were basically counter punches. He stood in the pocket or just moved his head just a little bit and counter. And it was all off of the hook, I believe. It led to a hook. And so I've got Izzy winning that either by knockout or by points. Khamzat's way of winning this is really trying to steamroll Izzy and overwhelm him with grappling. I just don't know if Khamzat's going to do that or if he would do that. But that's his best route of winning the fight. And so comment down below, people, who you've got winning this fight. Would you give it to Izzy? Would you give it to Khamzat? And how would you see this fight playing out? I think, like I said, if this fight were to happen, it would be the biggest fight of the year. I can't think of a bigger fight that could happen at this point in time. I just don't. Now, I hope these rumors are true. It's not looking so good, people, but I had to make this matchup. I had to let y'all know what I saw. And if this fight were to happen, it's saying that's going to happen sometime in June. So that's not super far away. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how these things unfold. I think it'd be a huge matchup for the UFC. We're going to see, people. So like I said, comment down below. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.